Arsenal versus Newcastle at the St. James Park, Newcastle. That is where the match is taking place. And on this video, I'm just here to talk about the anticipated score, the predicted lineup, and I will also talk about whether we are going to win this game, and at the same time talk a little bit about the injury issues that we've been having. So before we even begin, remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share this video to your friends. Welcome to this one. So we are actually facing Newcastle this Saturday, and this is going to be an early kickoff. And early kickoffs have come in with their better share of disappointments to teams. And as we are playing with the Newcastle, we really hope that this is not going to be a disappointment for us, and another proof of how early kickoffs are. We hope that this is going to be actually a win for us as Arsenal. This is among the few fixtures that you're going to face that are going to be very tough on us, and especially this month of November. A couple of matches that you are playing. We have so many teams that are very competitive, and you're playing with them. We have Newcastle, which you're playing on Saturday. We also have got Inter Milan on the Champions League on Wednesday, Chelsea on Sunday, 10th of November. We also have Nottingham Forest on the 23rd of November. We also have on the 26th of November Sporting CP, and finally the end of the month we also have West Ham on the 30th of November. And after that, then we are meeting with Manchester United on December, but we'll only focus on these fixtures for this month. So these are fixtures that are very tough for us, and are fixtures that are going to define who we really are. If we are serious enough, and if we are in for this competition and even the Champions League, because most of these matches are going to be on the EPL and the Champions League. These are going to be matches that are going to define whether we are getting something or the vice versa. And I really hope by the time we are done with these fixtures by the end of November, we would have collected so many points, and on the Champions League at least gotten a couple of wins to be able to help us on the top 8 teams on the table at the Champions League, so that we can qualify directly to the round of 16. Anyway, having said that, so Newcastle is actually a tough opponent that we are going to face, and you remember last season Newcastle actually beat us at St. James Park. That was last season. They actually beat us, and that was among the few games that really let us down. They beat us 1-0, and it was a debatable loss, basically. You remember, I think, is it the one that the ball had gone outside the pitch and still the goal counted? I don't know. I think this is the one. This is the fixture where a goal was scored and the ball had already gone outside the pitch. I think this was the one when we played with them at the St. James Park. But again, of course, when we came and played with them back at the Emirates Stadium, we beat them. But I feel, and I strongly feel, that this is one of the fixtures that let us down last season when they beat us, and that is the reason as to why basically we never were able to carry the EPL. So as you're going to face them again, we should go with the mentality of making sure that we are winning this fixture. We should take it with all seriousness that is required, because they are actually a very good side. It's a side that has proven for the last like 2 seasons that really they can be competitive, and you don't underrate such squad. You don't underrate such a team with such morale and motivation. They have a couple of good players, so many of them, that are very competitive. So we really need to take this fixture serious. And having said so, Newcastle is a team that we've played with before a couple of times, and on this one I'll just take a look at how many times we've played with Newcastle since 2010. You know, I always do my match preview since 2010 and check on how many times we've played with the team since 2010. That is always my base of argument has been on. So we've played with them 20 we have played with them actually 28 times since 2010, and we have been looking like we are the most favorite to win on this fixture since 2010, because we have actually won 21 times. We have got 3 draws, and they have only won 4 times since 2010. So it only means and tells me that as much as it's a competitive fixture, we are the favorites, quote unquote. We are the favorites, and us being the favorites, it only means that we need to continue being the favorites. We need to show the prowess that we have. We need to be the bigger brother on this fixture and make sure that we are actually winning this match. And the last couple of matches that we played with them, and I'll look at the last 2 seasons. So last season, like I've told you before, we played with Newcastle, and Newcastle, we beat them at home, and then they beat us at their home. And then the previous season, we beat them at their home and got a draw at the Emirates Stadium. So those are 4 fixtures that we played with them. So as you're going to face Newcastle, as much as we are the bigger brothers and we need to look like the stronger team, we don't need to underrate them in any whatsoever way possible. And we are facing Newcastle after having faced a lot of injuries, and so many of our players are not maybe able to even play. A couple of them are actually injured. Some of them are doubtful if they can play. But we equally have a strong team to play. Basing on the performance that we did during the week when we played with Preston, we have so many players that can actually fit in and be able to play for us on this game. Having said so, we have got some good, exciting news that is running around concerning a couple of our players who were injured. Number one, we have Odegaard, who the manager, Arteta, confirmed that basically he is in for training. He has already started his grass training, so which means he can be available for team selection this weekend. And should he be selected, maybe he might not start. Maybe he will even start from the bench. But for me, my idea or my opinion would be, should we put him on the fixture to play, or should he get selected? We don't need to risk him. And I like what Arteta has been doing of late. He doesn't want to risk players. He gives them time to heal properly so that by the time they're coming back to the game, they don't get again another setback. So I like the fact that Arteta is maturing into this and not risking players. So that is some exciting news about Odegaard, and we hope that on the next one, if he misses this game against Newcastle, then on the next one he can actually play. But should the game call for Odegaard, should Newcastle by any chance become stubborn on us and we need Odegaard to come in and play and bring the prowess of the passes, the creativity, chance creation, then we need to give him this opportunity, because equally this is a fixture that we must win, a fixture that we must prove that we are still the big boys on this one. And then another exciting news is that Gabriel Magalhaes actually, according to Arteta, he was even supposed to have played on that game against Preston, but Arteta took a precaution not to allow Gabriel Magalhaes to play so that he can also get to heal completely, because again, you don't want that setback. You know, it was very scary for us who are Arsenal supporters when we played that game against Liverpool, and that injury that got Gabriel Magalhaes, and he directly walked into the tunnel, and we thought that, I mean, that is it. And you know very well how they've been playing so well, him and Saliba, a duo that has really given us lots and lots of clean sheets and a good defensive style. So we hope that, honestly speaking, he's gonna be back, and we think, and I know that on this game maybe he could be chosen to play because of the fact that Arteta said that he's actually doing okay and could actually play because he's on the training already. So there's nothing that is gonna stop him from playing. And then some additional news. You saw Timber played on the weekend, so he's in ready for the selection. We also saw Saliba play, so Saliba also is gonna play for us on this game, because like I told you before, that that red card that he got was actually a professional tackle, and clearly it was only one game that he could not play. So on this next game that you're playing against Newcastle, can't wait to see his combination between him and Gabriel Magalhaes. And having said so, then This one leads me to the next point, and this is the lineup and team selection by Arteta. So I want to predict and see on this game against Newcastle, who is likely to play on this game and who is not likely to play on this game. But this is going to be my predicted lineup on this game. On the goalkeeper, this game you don't want to give it to Neto or whoever, or even the youngster. No, you just want to give it directly to David Raya, because this is a game that has a fair share of competitiveness on it. So David Raya to begin on the goal post, and then on the defense, that is the center backs, I am directly going with our duo, Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. If Gabriel Magalhaes is ready to play according to Arteta, we give him a chance to play. This is an opponent that we must show all the prowess that we have on that defense. So we give him that opportunity to play. That is Rolls-Royce and Land Rover, Gabriel Magalhaes. On the right back, Ben White is doubtful if he can play. If he's ready to play, then I am picking Ben White over anybody on this one, because Ben White has really proved that that right back, he has really stamped his feet on it, and he's really shown the prowess on playing. So we am picking Ben White any day, anytime on this one. And this is good news, hearing that Gabriel Magalhaes is going to be back. Then it means Ben White can switch and go to that other side, that is the right back, to play for us. And then on the left back, I'm going with the Timber. Any day, anytime. Zinchenko is also present, but I'm going with the Timber on this one because this is a tough opponent. On the midfield, I'm gonna go with none other than Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has been really influential on this season, all the matches that he has played in. Remember, even on that game against Liverpool, he played excellently on a number that is not even his own as a right back. In fact, he put Diaz on his pockets. They had to even sub Diaz because of how good Thomas Partey was. For me, he was actually my man of the match on that game against Liverpool. So in this one, we give him a chance to play on that number 6 because he's been very influential, and we hope that he doesn't get injured. Because, I mean, boy, oh boy, see how he's playing for us. He's turning out to be a very good player for us, as we have always anticipated and hoped that he can for us. Apart from the injuries that he's been having a few seasons ago, this season so far, excellent. And then at number 8, it has to be none other than Declan Rice to play for us at number 8. Or Arteta can even decide and play Merino on that number. But I mean, look at how Merino has turned out to be. He has turned out to prove people wrong. People complained about that match that he played before the game against Liverpool and said, oh, he's a bit slow, he's a bit shaky. But he's turning out to be actually a very good player for Arsenal. So if Declan Rice is not available to play, or by any chance Arteta wants to switch between Declan Rice and Merino, I don't have a problem with that. But on this one though, I want Arteta to play with Declan Rice with Thomas Partey. And then at number 10, another spot that is very competitive. If Odegaard is present, I don't want him to begin this game. How about we just begin with Trossard? Or rather, how about we begin with our new star boy in the making, Ethan Nwaneri? Because Ethan Nwaneri, especially even after scoring that goal against Preston and the way he played on that number 10, I feel like he should be given more chances to play for us, because that was a performance and a half, and I liked the way he played. So on this one, how about we choose Ethan Nwaneri on this game against Newcastle? I think that's a good idea. Actually, I'm gonna go with Ethan Nwaneri rather than Trossard on that number 10. And then at number 7, it has to be the star boy Bukayo Saka play as number 7. And then at number 11, then I'm playing with Martinelli to begin, and then at some point Trossard to sub him. Okay? That is my selection. And then at number 9, of course, it has to be Havertz on this one. And then, of course, we'll have Jesus on the bench. Should we need his support, then he can come in. Good thing I saw him score during the game against Preston. And I really hope that that is the end of the curse of him not scoring. That now he's ready to start scoring goals for us. Because if Jesus can score, then he's actually a very good player. Look, Jesus is a good dribbler. As much as we complain and talk bad about Jesus, Jesus is a good dribbler. He can hold the ball. The only problem that he's been having is the problem of not scoring, a curse that has been on him. But after scoring against Preston, I hope that truly this is the end of his dryness in not scoring, that he's going to go back to scoring goals now. Having looked at that, I'm going to take you a bit back on that number of Nwaneri. Now, there's going to be a very tough competition on that number, because when Odegaard is back, then does it mean that Nwaneri will not play? Does it mean, what happens to Nwaneri then? Should he be given matches, or what will Arteta do? That is question for another time. We'll be here to see what Arteta is going to do, because or should he decide and take Nwaneri to play on that number of Saka? I don't know. These are things that we will see as they unfold in the near coming games, and this is where we need to see the prowess of Arteta and tactfulness of Arteta, because this boy has proved. Even Skelly is proving people wrong. He's showing people that he can actually be a very good player. So we have two youngsters that are already morphing into the first team, and the future is guaranteed, basically. Both of these youngsters are very young. Nwaneri is 17 years old. I mean, if he's given more opportunities, he can actually be as competitive as they come. Anyway, having done that, then of course this leads to my next question. What is the predicted score that we're going to have on this game? I feel like this game we're going to win with the 2-1 win. 2-1 win. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. We've had a very good performance on away matches, and I feel like we can actually perform better and score and get to win this game. So that's why I'm giving it 2-1 prediction on the score that I'm anticipating on this game, or predicting. Anyway, now my overview on this game is that we need to win this match. Like I've been telling you guys, it is momentum upon momentum upon momentum. Set the bar high. Be as competitive. When you meet Newcastle, beat them. So that by the time we are meeting with Chelsea, they are already fearing how we are playing. We are not losing. At the end of the day, we don't want to lose not a single game again for the next few coming fixtures. They are tough opponents that we are facing, but we must win the matches. These are actually must win the matches. I'm not even anticipating for a draw. I don't even want to see a draw on these matches, because a draw will not do us good. Remember, the gap is already opening on that title race on the table. Man City, Liverpool are opening the gap on us. So it's a must win, and hope that they lose or at least get a draw, so that we can at least recover some points from them. So it's a must win on this game against Newcastle. And in fact, for that matter, a must win against Chelsea and a couple of games that we are playing until the end of November. So I do not anticipate to see any loss on the EPL this entire of November. I can excuse the Champions League because as it is, we can actually qualify. I can excuse the Champions League, but not the EPL. For us to have a better chance of winning this EPL, it's a must win on all the matches that we are participating on, and I hope that our team is going to win. The squad is almost getting back to 100%. Remember, we've had so many injuries, but the squad is getting better. It's getting there. 90% of the players that were injured from the first team are actually either in training or back on the pitch to play for us. So it's a must win for us. That is the anticipation that we have as Arsenal supporters and fans worldwide. And again, another expectation on this one, I hope that the referees are not gonna be unfair to us like we've seen them in a couple of matches that we've played. We hope that they will be fair, that even the VR is gonna be fair to us as Arsenal. Please let them be consistent in their decision making. I wish all the very best to our team, Arsenal, and I hope that we are going to win on this game. And let's hope for the very best, and hope that we are not gonna get another injury, that our squad is gonna be fit 100% until the end of the season. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe onto this video. Let's meet on the next episode. Salute you and bye bye for now.